Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Let's Play the Sexy Brutale. This is an intermission episode based on the feedback that I got from the last episode. I figured you were all right. I also forgot how much incidental information that you missed out on for not tracking the targets before actually solving the situation. Plus, it just makes more sense, especially with how short the episodes would be otherwise, to actually, you know, first track everybody down, see what they're up to, observe their patterns, because that's a core part of the game. Aside from just solving, you know, the puzzles or the situations, however you want to look at it. So, this is going to be an intermission episode for Clay and Trinity's scenario. And then, for future episodes, we'll just include this part of the mission before we actually reset time to noon on Saturday and solve it. So we catch up with Trinity and Clay first in the casino, and that's a really important piece of incidental information. Speaking of that, is Clay offering to get the Braille decks for Trinity, who we also know has immaculate hearing. So that's the idea here, is Trinity is blind, but she makes up for that with just impeccable hearing. And so the key pieces of information that we have is that Clay is just going to park himself in the casino. Trinity is going to work her way up here to this room. Oh, I think I'm actually... Am I going to be able to make it to the wardrobe? No, and if she's actually in the room, we can't hide in the wardrobe. But we can make it to this side of the room and spy through the keyhole and see what's going on. This is the room that we know she ends up in, and we actually catch the servant coming out of there with the drink tray with a mysterious red shot glass on it. And Trinity leaves, saying that she doesn't want to ruin any surprises. She trails off back into the room that she came from. Meanwhile, the servant who just came out of this highly secured room is going to type a password in on the keypad. We can hear him typing it, and we can hear how many beeps, so how many button presses he makes. We don't know the password at all. He's going to come in here. There's going to be a little timing window where Trinity goes back in that room as the servant brings the drink tray through here to go to the casino to bring him to Clay. And Trinity was listening through the door, and her hearing is much better, so she knows exactly which keys the servant hit to lock the room down via the security keypad. She also picks up on the gunshot noise we hear somewhere off in the distance. Now, as far as we know, that may be a gunshot noise coming from the chapel, since we've reset time, where the servant shot Reginald. I don't think the timeline... Ooh, does the timeline add up for that? We also hear another noise. Someone crashing through a window. What I love about this is all of the events of the mansion are going on simultaneously. So, even though we're on Clay and Trinity's scenario and we can't access too much of the mansion yet, you get this bit of foreshadowing, and you get to see what's playing out in other parts of the mansion the more you reset and the more you rescue people and get their mask powers. She thinks she's ruined a romantic surprise by coming in here, when in reality we know that the servant's just bringing some poison shots to Clay, who is gambling against the House Grim Reaper robot back in the casino. And the servant's bringing those poison drinks to him. We'll go check in on that and see if anything new is happening. It's this door in the middle and this door in the bottom left that will lead in there. We can see a couple of empty shot glasses, a few full ones, but he's not anywhere near the poison one that's going to kill him yet. And in fact, you can see in the bottom right on the clock what your cutoff time is to save both of them. For Clay, it's 10. For Trinity, it's 11. But since we have to save both of them, if we lose Clay, then we still have a problem. We can't lose Clay and save Trinity. And then fast-forwarding a bit to about 8:30, Trinity kind of panics, moves further into the room, can't really find her way out, she becomes disoriented, and finds this body that's dropped down a chute. More of the room is revealed to us, and we see that giant spider crawling down the stained glass window onto the floor. So we knew that Trinity gets abducted by the spider. We have a very short window of time to actually save her once that happens. But we don't know the password and we can't occupy the same room as her anyway. So we know that we can't replace the shot glass, so we can't save Clay. That leads us to needing to get Clay out of his seat and rescue Trinity himself, so she isn't killed by the spider and he doesn't drink the poison. And meanwhile, we'll catch up with him, and he's just about out of time himself. The next drink on the lazy Susan of a drink tray is the poisoned one. So Trinity is webbed by the spider. Clay is about to take a celebratory shot and die. So by tracking both of these targets, we also come across the servant, so we know all of the key pieces of information we need. The only information we don't have is how we actually solve this situation, which you just do by exploring, by trying out the different prompts around the room, which leads you to the CCTV cameras and all that stuff. So from here, once you have all the information, what you would normally do, you can scrub through the map and see where everybody is and when, which is so cool. But you just kind of think through, okay, what are my options here? How do I stop this from happening? And then you try different things out. You go trial and error through the room. And that's where episode 2 of the LP comes in, where we solve this.